Rafael Fiziev is injured and out of his upcoming fight against Charles Oliveira at UFC Rio. After the news broke, Fiziev posted a sad face emoji on X. The UFC has yet to issue an official statement regarding Fiziev's removal, or whether a replacement will be named to face Oliveira. Renato Moicano seems to be down to replace Fiziev. After the news broke, he posted the eyes emoji on X. Mateusz Gamrot also offered to step in on short notice. He said, "I'm ready and hungry to jump in. Come on, UFC." Tom Aspinall gives his prediction for Alexander Volkov versus Jailton Almeida at UFC 321. In an interview with Bloody Elbow, Tom said, "I actually thought that Volkov won the fight against Gane, to be honest. I think Volkov is in really good form right now. I do think Almeida is good. I've not seen enough of Almeida's game to say how good he actually is. At this point, it's hard to say, but I would favor Volkov in that one." Arman Tsarukyan had a grappling match with Benson Henderson yesterday and put him to sleep with an arm triangle. Conor McGregor and Michael Chandler appeared on Fox News yesterday, and they're both pushing to fight each other at the UFC White House card.
With Dana White and UFC, there'll be a fight at the White House. They're making up the cards now. Does Conor McGregor want to be a part of that?
I'm on it.
You're on it?
I'm on it. Well,
Who you
I
fighting?
am. This is me. Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler and myself have done the show, The Ultimate Fighter. We've had a good back and forth. He's a good, tough guy. And, you know, the Mac is excited to get back for sure.
Do you expect that this will be like a light show, kind of something like we've never seen before at UFC? I mean, I've been to UFC fights. They're unbelievable. But Trump is promising something very different for the way this will look.
Yeah, one thing is for sure, expect the unexpected. When you got Dana White and Donald Trump, you got their brains behind it, their promotional brains behind it. Man, expect the unexpected. Nothing is impossible for these gentlemen. It's going to be a one-of-one type of show. Obviously, as we heard Conor earlier, that is the fight to make. Conor and I, we have some history. We did The Ultimate Fighter 12 weeks on ESPN. I'm the opponent that he wants. He's the opponent that I want, and it seems like that's a heck of a main event for the UFC White House.
How many times have you had your nose broken, Michael? Have you lost track?
You know, I've lost track. I think I lost track of the stitches as well, you know, but that's what we do. The scars and the crooked noses, they remind people of what you've done, what you've accomplished, and that you're a man or a woman that's battle tested, and a man or a woman to be followed. And we've gone through a lot as fighters. We go through a lot, and just to see as the sport grows, that we're talking about a fight at the White House, it's absolutely spectacular. What Dana White has done with the UFC over the last 32, 33 years is absolutely amazing. I'm very blessed to be a part of it, and it keeps getting bigger and bigger.
Do you expect this to be your biggest fight? I mean, you've had some legendary fights, but do you think this will be unlike anything else because of the atmosphere, the president, or the occasion?
I do. You know, this has all of the ingredients needed for the biggest fight in UFC history. You've got Conor McGregor and myself, two huge stars in the UFC. We've got history. There was a build-up to this fight, and now you're talking about 250 years of this great nation of ours, America's birthday, the celebration near July 4th at the White House. Like we said, this will never, ever be done before. Never did we ever think this would even be possible, and here we are talking about it. Every time I talk to somebody about it, whether they have heard about it, they are absolutely ecstatic about it, or they haven't heard about it and they think I'm lying to them, Laura. It's absolutely nuts. And you look at the renderings. Have you seen the renderings? It's absolutely amazing.
Khamzat Chimaev is pushing to fight on the White House card. Recently, Khamzat posted the classic building emoji on X. Today, he had a message for Dana White. After Dana revealed the renderings for the White House card, Khamzat left a comment with the pointing finger emoji. After knocking out Luke Rockhold, Darren Till claimed a boxing match with Andrew Tate was already in the works. During a recent appearance on Demetrious Johnson's YouTube channel, Till discussed the potential matchup. He doubts it will ever happen. However, he gives Tate credit for his accomplishments in kickboxing.
Look, Andrew Tate didn't have a bad kickboxing career. Like, he was okay. he didn't get to like the highest level, stuff like that. But the guy can fight, and he's a big dude. He's a heavyweight. You know, he packs a punches through. I think he'll do pretty okay, but as you say, I don't see myself, unless the money and stuff like that's right, ever fighting Andrew Tate. I just think he wants to stay away from that altogether. Collectively, you know, he knows I'm a little bit unhinged and stuff like that, and you don't want to take that thing away from being the top G, the top man, you know, his ego and stuff like that. So I do think he'll stay away from me, but it's a good back and forth. I invite it, you know what I mean? But he did have some good credentials. I mean, DJ, I don't know if you're fond of I don't know if you're familiar with Liam Harrison, you know, one of the greatest Muay Thai fighters of all time. I trained with him for years. He trained with Andrew and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure Andrew's, you know, he had a great kickboxing background. And, you know, like we said, he has all the money in the world. He can get a great facility. He can get people around him to actually help him train, get ready for a boxing match. So I think he'll do just fine, right?
George St-Pierre says Anderson Silva and Demetrious Johnson motivated him throughout his championship reign. He also discusses fighting under pressure and caring about what people thought of him too much. In an interview with Sportsnet, GSP said the pressure, it's very hard to maintain a good level of performance under pressure. And when I was competing all the time, I was very fortunate to have colleagues like Anderson Silva, Demetrious Johnson, other champions that were raising the bar. Because you always see that in the sport, that when someone breaks a record, soon after others keep on going. That's what happened during my era. I had Anderson Silva, and I had Demetrious Johnson and other champions that were staying there. So it forces me to stay in there, because when you're a champion, you no longer compete against the next opponent. You compete for your legacy against other guys of other divisions and even other sports to, from a competitive standpoint, have a better legacy. So that's what the sport is about. It's performance. It's crazy. Everybody's brain works different, and also knowing that I'm at my best fighting under pressure. I was willing to put myself under more pressure, knowing that it will make me perform better. So that's a sacrifice that I needed to make. So the preparation, of course, a big part of it is physical, but there's a big part also that is mental. And like everything else in life, the more well you prepare yourself, the better you slip the odds in your favor for success. I know it's hard to understand, maybe coming from a more normal background than being a fighter, but one of my strongest assets, which made me a champion, was my pride, my ego. It was very important for me. I used to really care about what other people thought of me, and it was very important. I didn't want to disappoint anybody, but at the same time it drives you crazy in society. You cannot live your life. It's not always about performance, and being a fighter is very selfish. It's me, performance. So that's why when I retired, I made peace with it. I changed. I realized that the only thing that is important for me, I care a little bit what people think of me, but what really matters to me is to care about what people that I love and who love me think about me. People that I don't know, I can't please everyone, and that's when I realized that it's time to let go and retire. Daniel Cormier gets pranked at the gym.
You got your two coach? No, coach. What'd you do?
Alexandre Pantoja explains why he thinks Charles Oliveira should move up to the welterweight division.
But I think it's like the cut weight is like maybe it's too much, you know. When you cut too much weight, you need to understand this. All your water goes on, you know. Your brain have a water, you know. If you dry yourself too much, you make your like a vulnerable, como é que é? Like a vulnerability, something like that. You understand?
Equilibrium? Your equilibrium.
No, vulnerable is like a you make you're
vulnerable.
Weak. Vulnerable,
vulnerable.
You know, too much cut weight. You know, I don't like to see that position. Maybe Charles too heavy to that division. You know, I don't know.
So you think he'd be like? Do you think he should move up to 170?
Make it more easy for him, because everybody's man. I like Charles. I meet him a lot of times, but I'm not too close to see how much weight he has right now. But like everybody have Instagram and see like all the time, like people spray across to him. Like when I cut my weight, it's me, my coach, and my 2 kids. Like that's it, you know. Like it's a lot of tension, a lot of pressure. That I don't like that, man. Like
Jon Anik thinks Aljamain Sterling deserves the next featherweight title shot.
Can we please not pretend that Aljamain Sterling right now, and I know you agree with me, Kenny, maybe you don't, is not a bona fide #1 featherweight contender. He got the rawest of deals as the undisputed UFC bantamweight champion, and he has fought amazingly well in this division. Yes, he lost to Movsar Evloev, but we are not operating in a straight meritocracy because Movsar's 9-0 in the UFC, and they matched him up with Aaron Pica. So let's not pretend that the Movsar Evloev loss is some terrible thing for Aljamain Sterling. He just beat Brian Ortega, which is as signature a win as you can get in the division, Ken Flo. And in my money, I think is on paper, at least in terms of contender types, as big as anything Lerone has done.
Arman Tsarukyan doesn't think Ilia Topuria is as wealthy as he portrays on social media. He reacted to this photo Ilia posted a while back, where he's holding the UFC and BMF titles in front of a private jet. Arman said he tries to make it look like he's insanely rich, but in reality, I think he's flying on regular planes. He doesn't make that kind of money to be flying private jets from America to Europe or Georgia, because even if he made $2 to $3 million, just one round trip on a jet would cost him $400,000 to $500,000. And that's going to wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. For daily MMA news and content, subscribe to Full Mount MMA and click the bell icon to be notified when we post videos. Here are the 3 top comments from last video. The first one's from 40's The New 20's. It says Rampage not wanting people to film him while he films his entire life is wild. The second one's from Mighty Savage 549. It's in reference to Kevin Lee owing over $30,000 in medical bills. It says Kevin Lee's situation really shines a light on the nightmare so many people face with outrageous medical bills. The system is just making up numbers, inflating prices without any real explanation. It's disgusting how broken and predatory it looks. And the final one's from Don Fang. It says Raja was arrested and released quicker than SpongeBob and Patrick. Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured in the next one, all you have to do is comment down below. And if you missed yesterday's news, click the video on screen right now to get caught up.